Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I discuss about semiconductor electronics. This video mainly for plus 2 second year students, but I think it will also help you all physics honors and GE student. So please see this video very carefully. In metric level, you all read that due to the concentration of electron and holes, material are three types. One is conductor, semiconductor and insulator. That time we read that the substance through which electron can flow very easily is called conductor. For example, Au, Fe, Ag, etc. And the substance through which electron can flow partially is known as semiconductor. For example, germanium and silicon. And for insulator, the substance through which electron cannot flow at all. For example, glass, diode, rubber, etc. But in plus 2 level, we cannot say this definition. Here we discuss conductor, semiconductor and insulator according to the band theory of solid. Here, if there is no band gap in between conduction band and valence band, is called conductor. If we draw a curve, energy versus wave number, then if this is conduction band and this is valence band, and if there is no band gap, that means daily band gap energy is 0, then this is called conductor. For example, Au, Ag, Fe, etc. And if the band gap between conduction band and valence band is very small, nearly equal to 1 electron volt, then it is called semiconductor. Then graphically you represent that if this is conduction band and this is valence band, and the band gap energy between conduction band and valence band is 1 electron volt, this is called semiconductor. For example, silicon and germanium. And for insulator, if the band gap between valence band and conduction band is very high, that means nearly equal to 5 to 6 electron volt, is called insulator. So for insulator, if there is a huge band gap between valence band and conduction band, if we draw a curve and this is conduction band and this is valence band, and band gap energy is nearly equal to 5 to 6 electron volt, then this is called insulator. For example, we can write rubber, glass, etc. Also you remember the another example of insulator is diamond, and the band gap of diamond is nearly equal to 5.6 electron volt, which is very important for final examination. So you have questions in your mind that, sir, what is conduction band, what is valence band, and what do you mean by band gap energy? So you remember, uppermost empty or partially filled band is called conduction band, and lowermost fully filled band is called valence band. And the separation between conduction band and valence band on the energy band diagram is known as forbidden energy gap. So in a conductor, electron flow very easily, and for an insulator, electron cannot flow at all. But in a semiconductor, electron can flow partially. So scientists work on it so that more electron can flow in the semiconductor. Now we classified semiconductor in different ways. So semiconductor are two types, mainly non-degenerate semiconductor, another is degenerate semiconductor. So non-degenerate semiconductor are two types, one is intrinsic semiconductor, another is extrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductor means pure semiconductor, for example silicon and germanium. For at room temperature, the band gap energy for silicon is 1.12 electron volt and for germanium 0.72 electron volt. That we remember. And for extrinsic semiconductor means small doping semiconductor. So what do you mean by doping? So to increase the conductivity of a semiconductor by using some impurities is called doping. So extrinsic semiconductor are also two types. One is p-type semiconductor, another is n-type semiconductor. And also degenerate semiconductor means highly doped semiconductor. Now we discuss about extrinsic semiconductor. So extrinsic semiconductor are two types. One is n-type semiconductor, another is p-type semiconductor. Suppose we take germanium and where we inject one arsenic atom. So germanium whose atomic number 32, that means 2, 8, 18, 4. That means outer shell 4 electron is there. And for arsenic, that means it is 33. So in outer shell 2, 8, 18, 5. 5 electrons is there. So arsenic's outer shell there is 5 electron and germanium outer shell there is 4 electron. So 4 valence electron of one arsenic atom from 4 covalent bonds with germanium atoms, and that means here 4 electron covalent with each other, and one extra electron of arsenic atom which find no place in covalent bonds. This extra electron is free electron. So this is n-type semiconductor. So n-type semiconductor, free electrons are the majority carrier and hole are the minority carrier. Now we discuss about p-type semiconductor. When we take indium, we inject in a germanium atom. In germanium, their outer shell 4 electrons is there, and for indium atomic number is 49. That means 2, 8, 18, 18, 3. 3 electron is outside of the germanium atom. So one germanium with here 3 valence electron of indium atom from 3 covalence band with 3 germanium atoms. In the 4th covalence band, 1 electron is absent. This missing electron is hole. So for a p-type semiconductor, the hole concentration is more. So here hole is the majority carrier and electron is the minority carrier. So one question you remember that for n-type semiconductor, the majority carrier is electron, and for p-type semiconductor the majority carrier is hole. Now we calculate the conductivity of a semiconductor. In the definition of doping, we know that to increase the conductivity of a semiconductor we use some impurities, is called doping. So now we calculate the conductivity of a semiconductor. The current density due to the drift velocity of free electron J is equal to NeVe. How you get this one? Now, if a wire carrying a current I and if N is the number of charge per unit volume, then total mobile charge in length D of the conductor we know Q is equal to NeAD, and time for this charge T is equal to D by Vt. So current I is equal to we know Q by T. So we put this value Q is equal to NeAD divided by D by Vd. So D cancel to each other. So I is equal to NeA into Vt. So we can write current density J is equal to I by A is equal to NeV into D. So where Vd is the drift velocity. So what do you mean by drift velocity? This is the velocity through which electrons are drifted towards the positive terminal due to applied electric field. Drift velocity denoted by Vd, and mobility means drift velocity per unit electric field is called mobility. Now we calculate the conductivity of a semiconductor. So we know the current density due to the drift velocity of free electron J is equal to Ne into Ve. Now, so the current density due to the drift velocity of electron J is equal to Ne into Ve, and the current density due to the drift velocity of hole, which is Jn, is equal to Pe into Vn. So total current J is equal to Jn plus Je. Now we put the value Jn is equal to Pe Vn plus J is equal to Ne Ve. We common the term E, so Nve plus P into Vn. This is the total current. So this is number 3 equation. So we know the relation between current density and the electric field is, if J is the current density and E is the electric field, J is equal to sigma into E. So we calculate the conductivity, where sigma is the conductivity, sigma is equal to J divided by E. Now we put this value in this equation. So sigma is equal to, J means E N into V plus P into Vn divided by E. So sigma is equal to N V by E plus P into Vn by E. Also we know the mobility mu is equal to Vd by E, that means drift velocity per unit electric field. So sigma is equal to E into N mu E plus P into mu N, where sigma is the conductivity and mu is the mobility, mu E for the mobility of electron and mu N for the mobility of hole. Now we discuss one conceptual question. The question is, a doped semiconductor has impurity level 0.01 electron volt above the valence band. Question asked, is the material is N-type or P-type? So one thing you remember, in a P-type semiconductor, the impurity lies above the valence band. Since here the impurity level lies 0.01 electron volt, which is above the valence band, so we can easily say that the material is P-type semiconductor. If it is below the valence band, it is N-type semiconductor. Now if the question asks, find the maximum wavelength of the light which can create a hole in the valence band. So we know one relation, band gap Eg equal to Hc by lambda. So here we want wavelength lambda equal to Hc by Eg. Here given Eg is equal to 0.01 electron volt, and also we know the value of H equal to 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34, and also the velocity of light is 3 into 10 to the power 8. So we put this value in this equation and we get the wavelength. So H equal to 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34, C equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8. Here band gap Eg equal to 0.1 electron volt, we convert it in joule. So 1 electron volt equal 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. So 0.01 into 10 to the power 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So unit is in meter. So if we calculate this term, we get 1.24 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter. This is the wavelength of light which can create a hole in the valence band.